Hello and welcome. Yes, I'm going to grab it because the only way I'm going to get out of this is if I buy another big bag winch and the telehandler. As I said, it isn't. I'd love to play really realistic. I truthfully would, and I do know what this was. In editing, I saw it was the Missy B symbol, which also means there is another one up in the repair shed. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not, unless it was absolutely desperate. Are we going to do something like that? Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going to stick away from that. So we need big bag winch for the telehandler, so that we've got a single tool that will tackle. No, we don't want front loader. Yeah, a single thing that will tackle all that type of jobs. Yeah, it's a shame mechanics aren't quite there yet, and this does everything. Yes, it's still not perfect. It truthfully does. The way they've switched in FS22 to yeah, this where it can grab everything is both a blessing and a curse. It is, truthfully. So right, well, you should be right near me. You are. Yeah, the only way I'm going to get that is by like sort of pulling it off the junk iron right, and that highlights really exactly what I'm trying to say, is the fact that obviously in real life you would be able to do that. You can scrape backwards, and you can sort of in the game with certain implements. It is true, but not. So the only way I can do that really is by bashing it off, and even that, yeah, look, you can see it goes partially through, so it's not perfect. But yeah, if we pull back on the junk iron right now, should leave that bag behind. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, we shall leave the shop. It's used for some jobs, it really is, but it is true, it really is. I'd sooner have a telehandler with a big bag winch or handler for doing jobs up at the shop, because it just can't cut it. It simply is. I can't pretend. I don't like whinging, and I do like to be positive, but yeah. I mean, these are special. It is, like I said, I wanted to use the big bag, the proper big bag things with the little eyes on, but you can't do everything with them, and then you've got to buy another tool to do the job that can't do, and you're like thinking, well, that's 1,000 such and such, and then I've got to pay another, and before long you've got 3 or 4 tools that will do the one job that this does, and this does everything. I say the big bag winch, that my old faithful that was around until this, it is fantastic. But this is, oh, okay, that'll do. That was not what I was aiming for, but yeah, it is. This has got the perfect shape. It really has for this type of job that gives it the edge over that. It can angle your straps and everything in a way that you can't do that on the big bag winch. It still casts. You've always had a bit of a knack. Mr. CDP is an expert at the angling down trick, because you can grab all manner of things. And there's a bit of a knack to it, and even then, when you've got a knack, you still sometimes get the angle slightly wrong, as I know myself, because I'm a massive fan of this myself. Yeah, thank you, Mr. CDP, for that one. You were always right about this, and I concur that there is still nothing. Yeah, it is true. It's no good pretending. Game mechanics. It's like how we show in the back loading that giants, that sort of trick that giants have allowed. Whilst game mechanics aren't perfect. Ooh, yeah, I've not got the weight on over. That is true. I left that up at the farm. Are we going to start? Oh, I should have gone forward a bit. Then I can stick this one. I'm going to stick it on the back. I am. This is true. So I'm going to push them forward. Right, let's pull the dovetail down. I actually prefer the dovetail, but I bought the dovetail now. I do like this, but I prefer the other one that, yeah, it's weird how they do that funny little jig. It's weird how mod reactions are, but still swear that this is the best value trailer. And yeah, especially now it can have extensions and everything on it. H2 Studios have done an absolutely amazing job. There is no other trailer, and I have tried almost all of them, that I would rather have than this. The fact that this is going to be, it is actually. I'm going to probably push them off, but there's only one way I'm going to. Oh no, actually the dovetail comes up. That is the one advantage to the dovetail actually over the other one. Yeah, is the fact that you can actually do that and it'll pick that up. Right, I am going to see you back at the farm. Oh, we've got rain. Oh, what time's the rain going to come? Right, we need to get that plough going. Yeah, I didn't do what I said I was going to do, but I have done it now. I've set the baler going, and he is a good way through the field, but it's still going to take a while. Yeah, I've got the extractor is down there. So I'm gonna. That's my biggest job. I want to set the plough going, because that is something you could do in the rain, especially with the monstrous tractors that we've got. Not this 660 that wants to go back down. Hang on, is this one of the ones? Did I bring this? Of course I did. Of course I brought it from the bottom. How could I not? Is that right? There should be 3 dots down there then. Yeah. No, there are 4. Oh no, it's weird. It does that. Shows a picture of a tractor for the front loaders on the class. It threw me a wobbly yesterday when I saw it. Right, anyway, yes, I did promise. I shall see you up at the thing, and we're going to set the plough going. And yeah, I would like to get that done this session, because we've only got, well, we haven't. But we could also plant in April, but I would like to get the oats in if possible. So I'm hoping that the rain isn't going to be an all day or anything silly like that. But we're against the clock. We're on ×1 per month. Again, it's a single. I think it's about right. I know people still rib Mr. CLP, but this is single day seasons. So this isn't like. I mean, I think on standard seasons I would have run a 3-day season. I'm sure that's what was my default setting on the proper seasons. Now I will call it proper seasons without any kind of thing, as if like this is a cut down version of seasons. It is nowhere near as good or as complex as seasons was in FS19. It really isn't. I don't know whether Giants are knocking things back to try and attract people, because I have said this, it's a steep learning curve, this game, very steep learning curve. To learn this properly, I've played games all of my life, and I've got to be honest, I played FS19 for an awful long time on base game, because I just couldn't cope with anything else. And then obviously it clicks, and then base game got, I'll say boring, but that's not really what I mean. I got the gist of it, and you want more of a challenge. There's a better way to put that. Right, let's indicate. I don't think we used indicators once yesterday. Yeah. Right, let's get in the farmyard, and we are going to fill the seeder, drop our telehandler off, and we are going to get the ploughing done. So yes, in fact, yeah, do you know what, I'm here. I wasn't going to chatter, was I? This is just typical me. Yeah, I do love that Amazon. I think I do agree with. Oh wow, it's got weights on the back as well. Right, let's stick that down, ready for the telehandler to escape. And right, okay then, so we are gonna, I know it's no, oh, that is a point. Well, I'm hoping that we've scanned this field, that the cultivator or ploughing trick actually does do that. That's the only other thing I'm going to say. I think that's a proper cultivator, which means it's going to like rip stones in. So to me, I don't see why we would want a cultivator when I can plough, because it's still going to do stones no matter what I do. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. We are against the clock. I think this year we're going to just have to put up with the stones. Not because we can't really afford it. That is true. Right. Anyway, yes. Yeah, so there is another 50 grand there if we got terribly desperate. I'm not, unless I find them like that where it was quite funny in editing when I said, oh look, there's a Missy symbol. And then when in editing I looked back at what it was down at the shop, that was exactly what it was that actually did the job. So, yeah, that's, yeah. Right, yeah, again, this is sort of thing I wouldn't normally show this, but again, I think this is necessary. Right, no, let's the other way. Oh wow. And we let go. Yeah, this is what I did down at the fields, because I truly don't think there is much of another way to do this that is, it's all messy, it's going to be messy, and normally you do this off camera, but it is a trick to sort of show people an easy way to do things. Yeah, and I wouldn't, where did I leave the wee throats over there? Let's stick this on. Not that I need it for this, it's just that I want to get everything where it should be. Yeah, we've got a proper pallet fork as well. Now that's the one that goes at the back, so that means this is here. Yeah, I want to get this plough going, and the seeds, ooh, very messy. I got to do that. Do you know? Yeah, that's what reset's for. That is what reset is for. It is. We all recognise that that's precisely, even though I do hate using it. Yeah, Han Solo. Yes, I have got my Star Wars names on as well. Right, so let's do that. It should be right where I... Oh, it's right where I am. It is, because it's right where I am. Literally, I need to shift my way out, don't I, really? Oh, that's not what I meant to do either. Should just about be able to... Oh, I hate this when it won't click on the thing. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, because we've got the water area, but it is useful when you're out in the fields, I've got to be honest. You are out in the fields an awful lot, and I know it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing where I say, oh, well, we've got special tanks fitted on the back of our thing, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility. If you're out in the fields all of the time, I don't mean on a Scorpio, I think that probably is the limit, truthfully. Yes, this is messy, but it's quick, and this is only because of the fact that, obviously, game mechanics will not allow you to do anything else. So this is what I did down yesterday. Now, really, physics, Mr. Smith, physics would demand you did that almost in the middle. But it's probably... Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh. It was a lot tidier yesterday. That actually did work quite well. But yeah, that's typical. Isn't that just typical? When I did that on the field, everything dropped off perfectly. You do it in front of the cameras, as I've said so many times, when you're like trying to show something doesn't work, or you're trying to show something that does work. Hey presto, it doesn't work. Of course, there is the older way, which is to just rag it around the yard. But you know, no, I'm not a massive fan of that. I'm not. Right, we want a big tractor for grabbing the big plough. Ooh, that's a point actually. Still think there is a place for this. With that weight, we may just about be able to manage that. Yeah, because we need to lift it over. This is what I used to do on Greenlands, to grab the headers for the things to go over in a realistic way. Yeah, I mean, it is, again, it's the realism element. You try your best to do that, but that is not going through that gate any other way. So, oh, I did realise as well, that bit of ground there, with that little bit of grass, that is ours. Yeah, there's a bit around the back as well. I was looking on the map. Yeah, I know this is going to be a bit of a stretch. How heavy is that? Well, it's not that heavy. It's big, but it's not... Well, I don't mean it's not heavy, but it's, yeah, not unbelievable, he says, as the telehandler tries to... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this... Yeah, that's, I think, the only way that is going in that field, truthfully. Yeah, I know you could reset it, I really do, but you know what, while we can sort of do it properly, let's at least try to have a nod in the right direction, truthfully, without doing what a lot of content creators do, where you just don't show it but you do it. I'm not a massive one on that kind of hypocrisy, right? Where people talk about realism and then behind everyone's back they're actually resetting. Because you've got to, let's be honest now, I fancy taking you out for a spin. And we will have a bit of a tidy up as well, but we are against the clock right now. So do you know something? We just need to set this going. Yeah, I'm going to time-lapse this. We'll just have a quick look, make sure that Han is still doing the bottom field. And we need to zoom out a little bit because it's gone big again. Yes, smashing. Excellent. Han is very busy. Right, let's set this going. Yeah, the stones, I think, because of the fact we know that we've got rain coming, I just think I've got to just crack on. I do. Yeah, I'm the cultivator. I just think, in a way, if I'm going to do this, we are going to grab a stone picker. I'm going to grab one of the 9-metre ones when I can afford it. So I could go funguser for a bit, but we are today against the clock. So yeah, for right now, I'm going to do this the other way, and we're just going to literally create the job and courseplay open. I think it's a big, yeah, you need to do 3 headlands, I think. Otherwise it's the turn-in space. I would say maybe 4, and I think that's going to probably go right into the middle. It's got small rows. Yeah, wow, it does actually. Gordon Bennett. Right, okay, field 31. Save, activate 22 meters. And let's get rid of the start-stop, and we're going to go first, which is pretty much right we are anyway. Right, oh, you don't really need lacquer fields, do you? Let's just check. I am right. I'm sure I am. This is, yeah, I'm hoping we actually get the proper, I don't know if that's been taken away, but obviously you'd used to get the digging grass in was the same as putting fertiliser down. So I'm hoping that we have scanned the fields before we've done this, that we actually do get that. Well, there is a way to tell. Nice to actually look at that. Is that something that's done away with now? Well, it does appear so, because there's no nitrogen trail appearing on that right now. So it appears to me that, yeah, oh, that's such a shame. That used to be so, I liked that realism where giants did that, where you plough and cultivate and you get that. Because you're digging in proper nitrogen. That's going to nitrate your soil. So, hey-ho, it is what it is, unfortunately. It is at present removed. Yet another disappointing thing that we've got on this. Right, that actually worked well, and it didn't do what I was expecting it to do. It's on sometimes it drops that, so perhaps Roy Christie has fixed that, or perhaps, yeah, because it did used to do that weird thing. So right, anyway, what have we got to do? We've got to do that at the bottom. Yeah, I need to get my backside down the bottom, so I am going to take this lot down the bottom. I will take this tractor back to living at the bottom where he deserves to be. And yeah, we are going to get those off quickly though. We'll have to do it the other way. Where is the telehandler? Where did I stick you? Do you know? Yeah, right where I left him. That's where. Yeah, we're going to do this the other way, the scrapey method. Yeah, that's that. Again, another thing about the big bag handler over the big bag winch. You cannot do that with a big bag winch. You can sort of, but not like you can with this. No. You can angle it down though, so you could sort of pretty much do a very similar thing. So I'm not going to like really. I'm not slagging that off either. Different designs. I did say that about the backs, the trailers. Every design's got some kind of benefit and some kind of weakness. So it's not calling the big bag winch. That was a fantastic mod, but this is superior in design, and I stick to that. And I would definitely defend this to the last with that kind of thing. Right, okay then, so I'm going to see you down at the bottom. We are going to get extracting, but I am going to say my words. I am going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, that is, yeah, all of the silage done, all of the planting done. We have got liming and fertilising to do though, we really have. Yeah, even though I know the bales are on the thing, I am going to like do that, but it'll be next session. This has been a bit of a monster. Yeah, wow, it's hard work. I'm trying to refine my, yeah, I've done that lots of times. I made one mistake on one set which had got a 4. There's obviously those weird ones that were bouncing around. There's a couple of 2s and 1 where I made a mistake, where it was going doolally as well. But most of them are 4s, which you can actually stack perfectly on a normal. Well, the trader we've got, we will be putting 4s, literally crossways. It works perfectly. I know it's something I've done a long time ago. Square bales are better, but you can do it with round bales as well. But your round bales, you've got to get your tubes the right length, or it goes all really strange because you've got way too much across. They will straddle a bit, but not too much. Where you go, 3s might be perfect. I'm going to try this, I suppose. We could actually do that early. Let's just try it with 1. But yeah, it has been a monster. You literally just go in the middle of your set of bales. But you wouldn't. Oh, the other thing is the weight. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know it gives you a bit of leeway with bales, but you can see that not that much really. Yeah, it's keeping that very low. Yeah, you can sort of go. I probably would say I am best to unwrap. Yeah, literally. How far can I go in? Again, this is what I was talking about when you put things on things and sort of like use the support of that. Works quite well. I suppose I could probably do the same from the other end. And also I think, can I push them? Yeah, can I roll them a little? As long as I don't go too mad, I would imagine. We can actually use each set to push it further down. So yeah, I think, to be honest, I have done it before, not that. Okay, it's all about refinement of tactics. I think this actually works quite well. One thing you got to see the bad side of the that's why I saved the game. I have had dealings with this monster before. Now, will that not let me strap it? Okay, it'll. Oh wow, is that no, it's on the bit that can be strapped. I think truthfully it's because it goes too wide. It'll still let me strap it there if I do it the other way, I think, even if it scripts it and just ties it. Yeah, I think 3 going forwards, I think 3 is perfect. Although you can have the extensions on this, I may well do that to make it more stable for the 4 rather than that. Yeah, so this is what I love about this trailer. We can make it longer, we can put extensions on it, and we can also put log poles on, which, yeah, I do. The one thing I am going to say is I agree with what I said. We are going to make use of this for the slurry yard, and obviously I am going to shift probably this set of trees here, do it in the corner, nice and tight here. So we're not going to cut as few as possible, but we will cut some trees down. So we will do that properly, and again, probably in the winter. Now, I'm not going to talk too much because I'm hoping. Let's have a look what time the actual rain is due to come. Yeah, I have also got the crop rotation planner on. Is this per field? It is, isn't it? It's actually showing. Right, very similar to the old crop rotation mod. Yeah, well, the part of seasons that as was. Yeah, so next session we've got the. I did realise I was going to do it up at the top, and I thought, you've only taken lime and fertiliser down to this field, so we need to do the same to the top end, so that we can fertilise that. Yeah, with using the shot. And I do think I'm right. I think we're going to keep a trailer down this end. I think we're going to buy an identical one, different colour perhaps, for the top end. Yeah, to do so that we're not darting backwards and forwards with the two things. Maybe also probably buy a container we might buy some in bulk when we're better off. Yeah, I'd like to invest in the farm itself with things like fertiliser, lime, to buy it in bulk, and then buy some of the I'll show you. Yeah, these, I think they are silo extensions, aren't they? Containers. I've got a couple of the really amazing ones. That's the liquid storage mod, I think, by, is it Missy or Matana? Not sure, but we have got some of the reasonable ones. The unis are obviously in-game, but I have got some super duper multi-crop greenhouse pack mod. Ah, it's water. Sure, I've got. Yeah, it's untick it. Ah. Oh, it won't let me go. It will. It will now. Ah, they're silos. I think it's in the containers then, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. But there's some modded ones that were far more reasonable than these standard meridians. Yeah, the Karma. Yeah, 100,000 storage, and yeah, we can stick stuff in that. I'm sure it is. Oh, wow, it's even got a... Yeah, I think we'll probably have a couple of these down this end. We'll do a bit of fiddling around with these, I think, on camera as well. What is that for? Water. Bible manure. Fast filling tanks. Yeah, so they're the same thing, but yeah. I'm trying to stop the medieval granaries. I think my last Let's Play Attingham has gone now with that. Here we are. More of the liquid storage. Meridian, milk tank. Yeah, just familiarise, because I've not done this. I've always wanted to do it, but yeah, there are. I think it's the Karma ones. I think they're the only ones that we've got that can do that. And there's the fast ones as well, which is still... Yeah, oh, that's liquid fertiliser. Okay. That's all liquids. Okay, but there are the other ones. There is the... that's the water tank as well, isn't it? Seed storage. Now that's yeah, again, that's probably one that would be very useful. And then I'm sure these ones are liquids, feed, and Karma 16. I think that is the one that I'm trying to do. I think it was a copy of the uni, wasn't it? So I think this one is identical, but, well, when I say identical, I don't mean identical, but yeah, well, you can see it's the same tube, and it's got floodlights added on for a much better price. So yes, there is the fertiliser and liquid fertiliser. So yeah, absolutely sort of think that's the way we're going to go. Are any of these other ones? These are all fuels, aren't they? I thought there was silo extensions. Yes, I know it's cheaper to buy the proper silos, it truly is. The other thing I realised, I did miss a trick, and I will be looking for this, and that is on this. Let's jump over. Yeah, loose. And Missy B has added a fantastic thing in, so much as you've got a ramp that goes up here, where you can back in and stick that in. So that is quite phenomenal. So if we do get either a lot of money where we can afford a brand new one, or a one an offer, we will be, I think, going forwards, we will do that. I know we've bought... Oh, do we crack on? I've always said this, there's advantages and disadvantages to both things. Obviously, you've now got to shift this, like, although doing the tubes, it doesn't take too long, but it has still taken quite a while. But going loose, it's still faffy. It is. I've got to be honest. There's no perfect thing. You've got the running, you load from the field to wherever you got to go to drop that in. There isn't any sort of thing. I do, of all of the ways I've ever tried, I do actually quite like this. But as I said, I think we ought to buy the extensions. If we're going to treat this as a double yard, I think we are also going to buy a tool point down here, if there isn't already, which I don't think there is. Yeah, I really don't think there is. We'll also check these aren't any fillable tanks or anything silly down here, because it's just my luck to do these things and then realise that actually somebody's already done it, or there's a shed that I've missed, or that's just typical of me. So there's not much place. There's a little bit of room here, but I don't think there's enough room for this slurry. I'm almost sure I did do this. I didn't explain myself very well because I sounded a bit of a liar. I'd said that I'd not been on here before. What I meant was I did do a setup with start from scratch a while back, and again, this bit here, you could perhaps put the slurry yard, you would think, but you would then block the run up. I think there is only the one way. Yeah, there is. So obviously it won't let you place these. I would have liked to have sold some of them and then actually put the slurry yard there, but I'm almost sure. I'll try it, but I'm almost sure. Yeah, there is no sell option. Now, can you demolish? I'm sure I tried this as well. I would willingly sacrifice, but you can see Missy B has not allowed that. There is no, yeah, you can click on it like that, value £1, but doesn't give you the sell option, which I would have liked to have done that, because we're never going to use all 4. I would love to put the slurry yard down here and have a bit more, and again, there's no room there, and you would block that off. So I'm quite sure this is, yeah. This is one where the Lort did a fantastic job on his, where you could actually still place things. I like that a lot. This is a massive space, but none of it's hardly usable. Yeah, you've got cars in the way there. Believable. I'm not sort of saying, and it's, again, I'm going to stick the slurry yard over there, so it's not a massive problem. Although we've got to go over the road, obviously, which is a bit of a pain. Yeah, I mean, again, we've got 2 weighing stations, but again, it won't let you. I'm almost sure I tried these. Yeah, they don't let you. Even these tube things, whatever they are. Again, in real life, I don't know what they are, but it look like giant tubes of silage plastics, don't they? Really, but I may be totally off track with that. But that's what it look. Oh no, not giants. It looks like there's many. Oh, no, it is giants. I thought it was, but that's what it looks like to me, but I might be totally wrong, truthfully. All I'm saying is it is very believable Missy B's done it, but also terribly impractical from a farming simulator. So when that's not critical, I mean, this is fantastic, the fact that you get this with it. So I'm really not, I can make do. I'm not trying to say that. It just would have been nice in a perfect world to actually do either, to choose that. I'm never going to use all of those in one go. I'm not. I know you could, again, if you look closely at the map. It depends on how serious you are about your grass, because there's fields 13 and 12 there, as well as 11. I mean, it makes 11 look tiny by comparison, 13 especially, but 12 also. If you were going to do those and you were going loose, Gordon Bennett, you could easily fill all of those and then some. So yeah, well, you could sort of easily fill those. So, but I mean, I'm not ever going to want to go to that type of scale truly on this map. I find that uncomfortable when you go that monstrous, truthfully. I'm trying to think, can we do that there? I don't think it'll let me place it. I'm almost sure I've tried this as well, but we will have a go. I'm almost sure whatever way it went, I'm sure it did something bad. Yeah, I know it's collides with me. Can I pull back a little? Yeah, the slurry yard is large. It truly is. I would willingly block. Yeah, but you can see actually it won't let you anyway. It's like built in. I think I tried this everywhere, and I thought, well, I don't mind sacrificing half of this, like say here. I could still get past on the other side. And no, I would never do that. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, there was no place I could actually do it. And no place that it would actually go. Yeah, it's the objects, it's nothing to do with me. Yes, I know it says that there, but it's everywhere. So the only place I can think is if we shift those trees, and I know it may well, actually, if the tractor wasn't there, it may well let me do that, truthfully. Yeah, and the other thing is, if the cars weren't there, I would even do something like that. It wouldn't be the first time I've actually done. I mean, you can also hide objects like that, but again, it won't let you do that because obviously you are literally going through those. Would it let you in V mode? It would. Yeah, well, I suppose if you could hide the cars, it wouldn't be a terrible loss. If it would let you, yeah, the perfect place would be like that. Because you only need to get that section over there, but it would look, I mean, I could get rid of the trees, so it wouldn't look terrible, but it's still, yeah, it's hiding those cars and stuff like that. Yeah, and it wouldn't matter if it did go in those things a little, you're never going to see that, but yeah, we will do something a little bit more proper than that. But yeah, that's the best I could sort of ever sort of think of doing, and I'm not going to do that type of thing. I'd sooner stick it in this field over here, truthfully. Although it would be nice if you could do something sort of through the through those. Does it let you? I don't think it does. I think the cars are Yeah, one map that I loved was the Canadian map, Bloomfield. That did allow you to do that. They thought of that. I don't know if it was the cars that you. I think it was. I mean, the other thing is, I suppose, in time, that new fantastic mod of like the recycling mod. If depends if the game's going to let you treat these as recyclable. I know that would be a little bit naughty, but what I mean is objects that can be moved. There are times like this when that would be very useful. Truthfully, if we own this plot, I'm going to tell those people to shift their cars over there somewhere. Or I'll even make them they could park here. Gladly. Yes, just the other side, just to free that up so I can use my land to do what I like. But hey ho, this is not the way it works. It truly isn't. And it's not the end of the world, it isn't. Yeah, I would have liked it here actually. I mean, that's another thing. I do. It's that thing where Attingham was the same, GB modding. Used to infuriate me. Six Ashes was my absolute favourite map of his, and the lengths you had to do to cut the trees. That it's his choice, of course it is. I realise that and recognise that, and it is his map. It's one of those. It is, but you know, Cavalier Roy. I've got to take my hat off to Cavalier Roy. His skill at map making, where he's allowing you to rip these out. Yeah, I love that. Obviously, pioneered from Alien Jim, which again I absolutely love that on his maps. That particular feature is massive, where I could just rip this hedge out. You know, and I know more map makers don't do that than do, but again, it's one thing where the Cavalier Roy sort of maps are fantastic. And I may well go on another one of Cavalier Roy's in the future. It was a toss-up between Riverside and one of Cavalier Roy's, and I'd already sort of said that I was going to come on Riverside, and something like I do like about this. So you know, although it's not perfect, as in to my things, this is Missy B's map, and I respect the map makers right. I used to edit. It used to annoy me so much, map makers doing this thing, that I just edit the trees out. But then you've got that where your map always says updates, like it recognises it's been changed and it doesn't match the one in the mod hub. So it used to drive me crazy, and I thought, you know, I'll either do what I used to do before, which is like to build the grounds up high, like I did on Attingham, where you make a land bridge, or yeah, and do that for free rather than edit, or just put up with it. Just, you know, it is what it is. It's as simple as that. Yeah, anyway, enough waffling. It's been a massive session and I'm wasting time, and I should have put the time down to 0.5 while we were chattering, because it's going to rain. Now, we were looking at this 10 minutes ago. When is it? Oh, 5 o'clock. Plenty of time. Yeah, it's 1:45 though, so all we've got left to do really is just the liming and fertilising at each end. One thing I'm going to do now make sure you reset this. Yeah, I'm going to buy the other trailer. I know we're getting low on money, but we're going to need one at both ends of the map. I do love this. Same one? We're going to go for the smaller one? No, I do. It's the same price. Yeah, you don't pay any more for that. I think it's amazing. No, I want the ramps, the normal ones. They are the dovetails are longer, aren't they? I know it's a grand more, but it makes it slightly longer anyway. Bumper pull. Gonna make it a different. Yeah, we're gonna do side rails and 30, I think. No, I thought you could do extensions. Is that what the side rails is? I think it is, isn't it? They come out. Ah, no, extensions. Yeah, and we will at one point switch the logs on one or the other of them. So, yeah, that is 14,000, slightly more. But I am going to change the colour. I'm going to go silver, I think. And design colour. A bit of copper. Which you can't tell that's copper at all. Or we can, it's just there. And the rim colour, I like the silver. The main colour though doesn't do a lot, does it? Let's change that. Let's give it a normal colour. Ooh, that's a little bit. That will do nicely. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so next session we will go up. If there is ever a, again, when we've obviously got money, we've got a lot of means of making money. There's an awful lot of silage that is going to be on here. Truthfully, an awful lot of 7.5 ton sort of things, and there are, I forget how many bales there were. An awful lot. There were 67. Actually, yeah, this is a doddle, isn't it, for the first time ever? Because there's only these bales ever been done. So we can just check. 81 bales. 81 bales into. Oh wow, that is a lot. Wow, 81 7.5 ton bales. That's fantastic. Yeah, so there's a lot of silage that we're gonna. And this is for sale. This is the business side of the farm. The other one at the top, I am gonna do. Yeah, the one thing I did miss. We are truthfully. I don't know whether I did say at that top end of the. In fact, let's go. I'll talk up there. I always think it's visual. This game is a visual game where you really want to be chattering. That's the junk guy, right? Yeah, let's go up there. Yeah, just a little quick. There's two things I wanted to say. One, about that land here. This is our land. Yeah, I was talking about this leads to a field. Well, actually, this little field here, which is grass. It is, oh, and it's not so little, is ours. So, again, we may well, actually, because we need this as grass, make this into a proper grass field, rip it up and make it into grass. But I would have to, yeah, do a little bit of logging. I'd have to take these trees out because I can't. What I was going to say though, but yeah, thinking about it, that's the better option. I was going to say what we could do is in the animal one is, yeah, grab the grass out of that one. But you know, I'd sooner leave that. I mean, yeah, we could take it out and we could leave the trees and I could do it manually. We could go up and down and do all of that. But you know, I think I'm going to leave it. Being as we've got that bit over there, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we'll take those trees out and cut the grass, and we'll make that into hay. Yeah, I'm obviously going to. I've got the mixing wagon, so I'm literally. This is our silage, 300 and something, if I remember. It was about 300 tons of silage. So that's going to do us for a while. And that grass, that is going to be the grass for hay and all the rest of it. Again, I think I'm going to need another one, if I'm honest, up this end. So, let's have a look at the prices. There's 6 across the road, and that is... Oh, that's actually 6 and 7. That's only 69,000. Oh, and look at the bonus. That's all loan. I think that's the slightly hilly one that I was... Let's have a quick look. That's... Yeah, I'm pointing at it now. It is. It's that. Yeah, it's the one I was talking about. I don't think it is that one. I think it's... No, it's not. It's over there. Yeah, these ones here. Not very far away from us at all. Where is the entrance to these? Is it further down? Or is it at the other end? I think. Let's go in. Oh. Could have gone a little few feet further. It's there. So fantastic. Oh wow. Yeah, that's an option. Field 5 and 6. Perfect loamy field. So yeah, one and not a bad price at all, truthfully. Yeah, so for a grass field. Again, I think if we're going to do that, we probably would do that one loose, and we would buy one of those, the Profi cuts that we leased, and we would go loose. Yeah, being as we've got that. I know again we're going to need. Well, do you know I did keep the. We would need another windrower, or we'd have to keep running it backwards and forwards. But that what I might do is sacrifice this and literally grab, replace it with another piece of equipment. I know what I said. I do apologise as well, because I was asking you questions, and then it came to the point where you needed to make a decision to actually do something on the Let's Play, where you thought, I've got to do it. But you think, well, then don't ask people for their opinions if you're going to do that. But of course I didn't know when I said that that's what I was going to do. But yeah, like this, we've got the plough. I would eventually like to go the stone sort of picker, the big 9-metre one. I would buy Black Sheep Modding. If we're going to do the plough, the one thing I did notice though, which was a bit strange, and this is, I've seen this on, these are the small stones. We did this on Western Wilds, and one time it threw up little stones, and then on the same field as well. And the next time I used it, it threw big stones up. So I don't get it. I don't really understand why. Yeah, and I understand. Yeah, that's why I went around the other side. I put this in, but I knew it was going to go into the thing. But to be honest, if you think about it realistically, it doesn't really look much different to if you actually put proper shelves up for sticking things like a few bits and bobs up. So, although it is odd and weird, it's not beyond the realms of the possibility that it's actually a shelf on this side. So I thought, I'm happy, because it's, that's the other thing, isn't it? Arable. I think there's, we could convert others over this side. If this was the side where we're going to use the plough, bearing in mind the structure of the fields, then these are the fields I would probably buy. We would convert again. If we were, depending on how big we want to go. I don't want to go humongous. I've already said that. And I remember that's the one thing about Riverside. The fields are big. There are some monsters. I think the biggest field I ever saw. It's changed somewhat. Yeah, it has. Missy B's changed this, but there was a monster field. I remember doing it. I actually got lost on it. It was that big. It was humongous, like 13 or 12. I think this has been changed somewhat. I recognise bits of like familiarity, but then there's also bits that are completely different. But there was a monster field up by the farm, and they look like they're all smallish ones. And where everything is has changed. So anyway, enough waffling. I said that. But we've got the, as you can see from that, pH value bad and nitrogen bad. So we need to be going both of those. And rolling, again, it's the first year. Equipment is going to bleed us dry. We've only got the silage business to bring in some money, and obviously with the oats, I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. Obviously, we all know that productions is the way to make the most money. Oats, we can make the oat drink if I went that way with the Omatana set, although I've got problems with it on Stone Valley. I'm not sure what that is, but we shall see. We've got the Cafe by the Lort that has a similar thing, and I'm wondering if those two products are both clashing. Could be. Anyway, I am going to go this time. So I'm going to say I hope you're going to continue with any ideas, or I really am open to suggestions and all the rest of it. And other than things that I've got to do when it comes to a crunch where I say, I ask your opinion and then I have to. That is going to be a swap out. There's no point in having a monster plough and then having a cultivator that I'm never going to use when I've got a plough that's so much bigger that I'm just going to plough it instead of cultivating. I can go deep with that, so it just seems that's a little bit unnecessary now. So probably I'm going to sell that one. I'll run that down to the shop and swap it out for a piece of equipment that we are going to use. I do stick to what I say. I would like to, again, I think we probably will buy the Zern, and I think we've got enough. With those two, the 48 and the 45, I reckon we've got enough to run backwards and forwards to keep sort of filling this up, if that's the way we're going to go. And I do think we need to, although I suppose we'll see what that grass field's going to do. We need to chop those trees down. I'm trying to think, do we just, it's sacrilege in a way, but in another way I think they're proper trees. If they're proper trees, do we lease something? Are we going to make enough money to actually be worth leasing? They are proper trees. There's not one of the horrible trees, so it seems sacrilege to chop these down. If they're the horrible trees, I might be tempted to do that, but we might do a little bit of forestry. Let's have a quick look. I know I said I was going, this is important now. Let's look on the forestry, but the proper ones. There are some smaller ones that aren't ultra expensive. I think it's the Malwar pack. Is it Malwar, if I said it right? Yeah. That's its proper name, isn't it? That's the lizard version of the same thing. Oh, hang on, is that the one? No, that's not the actual one I was thinking of. I could have sworn that one you could have cut in. Oh, you can. I thought you could. I know it's not a massive head, but none of those trees are the monster ones where you need that. So if we leased that for 7,395 in comparison to, say, what? Yeah, one of these other monsters. I know we could. I'm trying to look at these other ones, some of these others that I haven't used yet, to see if there's any that. No, they're all. Yeah, not a single one is cheap, is it? I'm trying to look at the forestry equipment. I don't think there's anything. No, this is just standard cranes. I did used to love. That is a point. I think there are a couple of mods where you can use them like that, where they're not actually the. Yeah, used to love the. Can't remember the name. It's ages since I've used it. It really was not, but you could put a wood harvester head on it, and it really was just a crane. But it got the. I love that one. I can't remember the brand. I don't think we've got that particular one in this game at present. Anyway, I'll have a look off camera, and if we can put something like that in. Yeah, there's quite a bit of wood, and obviously it's not my normal sort of thing. But if I wanted to sort of bring in a reasonably one to lease, then again I would be willing to do that, definitely. Anyway, I am really going this time. So yes, ideas, suggestions. I am open, all ears. Yeah, direction. Obviously, we're going cows. That's without shadow of a doubt. I mean, 800 cows. I've never seen anything so monstrous. It's humongous. So yes, I'm really looking forward to. I'd love to go 400 and make it into 8 as one of the finishing sort of things for the map. And that's a monstrous task. So we really need to pull out all the stops. There's also that new mod that enhances productions. In fact, let's save the game. Yeah. And I shall show you. I don't know if it's working. I can't remember if it's had another update since I actually looked at this. We could actually put it in the yard because we've saved it. We're not. Yeah. So if we go production, you can, supposed to, it didn't work last time. If we use something simple like the Lords, because it's cheap, and I could actually use the old French Dovecote by JM Modding. JM Gaming. And then if we go into the production menu, you're supposed to be able to do the cycles. Yeah, you can upgrade. Let's actually see what this does, because let's look at the cycles. Now you're supposed to you can upgrade the storage. You can see that, and that is literally just storage. It really is. But the other one is if you actually do the one itself. Now this wasn't working last time I looked at it. So whether it was the mod, the Lords it didn't like, or whether it was the fact that it's had an update since I looked at this or not. But if you look, the cycles are 1,000 for 1,200. If you upgrade that, it's just on storage. Oh no, that's yeah. This is what I said. I don't think it's supposed to. I did slate this a little bit, and it really isn't supposed to be. Yeah, he really does mention that your cycles. Yeah, I mean that's. Yeah, I mean that's just gonna. Yeah, just upgrading the storage, but it should really. Can you upgrade that? Okay, right, we don't, but we're going to actually cheat because we're not actually. None of this is actually going to take place. So do you know? It doesn't matter how much we actually do at the minute because we're not saving this. Can you? I think that's why I upgraded the first time. Yeah, it's just doing storage, which that's... Yeah, there's no way for you to do an upgrade anywhere else. So you would think if you were on that and you're not on the storage, it would actually upgrade. Let's activate it. Let's just double check. No, it's not doing the thing. It is supposed to. I did read this because I did slate it because, to be honest, I'm not really bothered about the storage at all, especially on things like the Lorts that Scott and the Omatana ones have usually got tremendous storages. But yeah, that's of no interest to me at all. Right, anyway, we've done a bit of a test, and so far that's still not working. The money's going to not be there when I come back, nor is the French dovecote, unless I accidentally remember to, or yeah, hit save, which I hope I don't. Anyway, this time I am going, no more waffle, so I am going to say thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.